We gonna go to Teofimo Lopez before we go and Steve Claggett before we go to Bam and
okay.
And his
it's only right. Bam was the fighter of the night.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I figured that's what we do. Give me your thoughts. And Steve Claggett, Teofimo Lopez. Talk to him.
Completely different performance than Jermaine Ortiz. That was a completely, you want the opposite, you got opposite.
Right.
My man get hit with stuff, he just keep coming. He just keep coming. You push him back, he's like those cards that you wind up and you bag. I'm like, bro, you just don't stop, man. Like, all credit to, what's my man's name?
Steve Claggett.
Steve Claggett.
Yeah. Last week I gave him.
If you tell me I'm fighting Steve Claggett, I'm about to whoop this fool. But hey, I'll never disrespect another Steve Claggett in my life.
Remember, I gave him a little love at the end of the show last week. I was like, hey, the guy's got almost 50 pro fights. He's been pro for 15 plus years. Good for him getting a shot at the title.
I know Shawn was just sitting there loving his motor. He don't stop. Yeah. That's Shawn Porter all day right there. My man just continuously.
My thing was. I just thought I thought he looked good, and Steve Claggett never really saw him box before, so it was pleasantly surprising to see the way Claggett performed because, as we all know in the sport of boxing, when you don't know a name, you expect him to get rolled over and you expect him to get knocked out. And I said, you know what? Here's a great opportunity for me to tell people we're here and right now. Even when somebody don't got the name, they may still be on that level. They may not have the speed and the quickness and the power and that kind of that aesthetic pleasing style.
But they
and
got
stuff
the
like
heart,
that.
kid.
But they got the heart and they got the mind and they've done this before. They have experience, so they're on that level. Teofimo, I thought was gonna knock this guy out, but I saw very quickly, like, yo, this is not gonna go the way I thought it was gonna go. But I knew, but because that I didn't know this guy's name, I knew that there could be the chance that he could be actually on this level. I thought that this was in my mind was going to be more of a Fergal McCory type of performance for Teofimo Lopez. It wasn't, and it wasn't Teo's fault. Like, Teo looked good.
Yeah,
and he had the right style coming after him. They did the right. Applause to Top Rank for finally matching this man up with someone
They're frustrating Shawn. They frustrate Shawn for a while.
Absolutely. So it was a good fight though, man. And the dude had a motor, kept coming.
Teo, great performance last night. I think he needed that. The power. I just thought he would be able to get him out of there. What do y'all think about the power? A lot of people say he left it at 135. How do y'all feel about that?
Well, I didn't think it was as strong a performance as you guys did.
Okay.
I thought it was more of like a C+ performance.
Okay.
Like
I was in the B's.
Okay, maybe B minus. No, I mean I thought he won 10 out of 12 rounds. And
I had B minus. I had B.
B minus, C+. Like I
had mid B. I had mid.
Okay, he elevated to a B. Yeah. He doesn't want to be in the jerk train with me.
He got hit a little too much for me. I didn't like the eyes swelling and all that. I'm like, come on, Teo. It's a little too much. Defense got to get sharper.
Well, like Shawn said, it was meant to be like Lamont Roach, Fergal McCrory, like a 3 knockdown, 8th round stoppage type of performance. And Claggett, to his credit, didn't let that happen. Look, first of all, like to give Teo props, like he won, I thought 10 out of 12. Some people thought he won every round.
Yeah, 11. I gave him 11.
He's still the man at 140. He's the man at 140. Still super athletic, still a really flashy, super talented counterpuncher.
Love when you get on the angles.
Yes. Yeah, he still does some eye-catching stuff against this type of style, especially. But, you're talking about the power. It didn't look as good. I still thought, because there was people going all the way back to his first fight at Pedro Campa, who he hit with a lot of shots before he stopped him in 7, and people were questioning the power there. And I know Teo wasn't a bona fide knockout artist at 140, but I still believed he's a heavy hitter at 140. And the power wasn't that great last night. He had spurts with the uppercut, but he never put Claggett in danger of being dropped or stopped. And that's a little bit of an indictment of his power. It's like, okay, so maybe you're closer to having decent power, pop, than you are thudding, concussive knockout power at 140. So And the problem is, like Shawn and you said, like the Top Rank gave him the perfect style. Jermaine Ortiz, Sandor Martin, these guys were movers. And Shawn talked about earlier with Feargirl McCrory coming in with the lead hand down when you're coming forward. And that's been a problem for Teo. But he didn't have to do that in this fight because the guy kept coming to him. So he was supposed to get the knockout because Teo's at his best when he's a counterpuncher. All he had all night long was counterpunching opportunities and still didn't have that bona fide, beautiful performance we were hoping and expecting for. Go ahead, SP. Let it be known.
Go ahead.
Because respect to the Lopez family, but take a page out of the Roach family book. They were so prepared for Feargirl McCrory, a fighter that nobody knows. And they came to the ring and they looked the way that they were supposed to look because of preparation. I'm not saying the Lopez family don't train. I'm not saying they don't do their research. I'm not saying that, but they weren't as prepared. So what did Teo do? Teo fell back into the athleticism. Teo fell back into let me be fast and let me have my hands down. But your timing's not there. Why ain't your timing there? Because you didn't train like this was
like
Lomachenko.
how they studied Lomachenko. Yeah, they had Lomachenko studied like a book. Yeah.
You got to go back to that.
Josh Taylor.
It don't matter.
Josh Taylor.
It don't matter where you are in your game. It don't matter how many fights you got left. Until it's over, every single training camp is supposed to improve. You're supposed to do what you did, plus not digress in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So when you see him getting hit a little bit too much, I saw that his timing was off. The same thing, just to back up what I'm saying, the same thing with Tyson Fury when he fought the MMA guy.
Francis Ngannou.
What was Francis? Yes, his timing was off. He looked a little sluggish, and he didn't look as sharp. Fast forward, he got Alexander Usyk, and I mean night and day. And it's like you have to be prepared no matter what, because a guy like Steve Claggett, even though he don't knock you down, and even though he don't bust your eye up and all these other kinds of things, he survives, and then people got to question your power because he survived. I'm not questioning his power. I understand the level that Steve Claggett is on, but for somebody that don't understand the level, don't understand, hey, I don't know this guy. He ain't supposed to survive. He survives because of reasons like preparation or lack thereof. You know what I mean?
I think the only reason why I even bring up power, because the ultimate fight we want is the Tank fight. And I think when you fight Tank, you have to have an equalizer of power. If you don't, he's just going to say F it. So that's the only thing. That's the only reason why I even brought up power. But at the end of the day, Teo's a hell of a fighter, talented as hell. I thought it was a great performance. Defense needs to be a little bit tighter. But at the same time, Steve has only been stopped one time before that. So
years ago too, like a long time ago.
So let's not forget that. The guy's a tough cookie.